So, oh, okay. That like we were able to just get that going. So,
Hey.
thanks to Zeph and his techno wizardry and his abundance of just having random amounts of. I'm not supposed to cuss on Spanish. Can I cuss on my own podcast?
I don't know. That's a good question.
That's a great question. Y'all answer that. I'll put a poll at the bottom. Do we cuss on on your own podcast? Are we against that?
I'm never really against it, to be honest. I would suggest that, be careful how much you
say. Yeah.
Like, do it tastefully.
Proper channels and whatnot. Because, so following up from our previous episode. Also, hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Fifth Dimension Podcast. I'm your host, J.KING, Justin King. With me, I got Zeph Jones and Dr. Idris Holyfield. So, from what we were talking about yesterday, you guys did you think about anything we kind of discussed a little bit? And in doing that, were we able to kind of come up with like a counterpoint? Because I feel like we didn't disagree or agree on whether it was just kind of like it is what it is type deal, which I hate that personally because it's very dismissive sort of. But on the other end, it's kind of like when you're dealing with something, you're contending with something of that magnitude, because it was a lot of like, well, I mean, you can't really say that either because and I think like with this whole like deal of being able to have regular access to music or have a regular access to just any type of entertainment period, we kind of put ourselves in a box in a way, but we don't, it's almost like fatigue, like, and I think I was looking at something previously, and they were talking about like black fatigue, like as far as like with the abundance of like certain things that are just like so pro this or pro that, that it's like, it's almost like like they had the whole situation with like George Floyd, right? And then next thing you know, I ain't never seen this many like proud black people just come out of the woodwork ever. And some people knew what happened, some people didn't know what happened. Then the music started reflecting that. So then all of a sudden everybody wanted to make like protest music now. And because it was selling. T-shirts selling, like, for this terrible thing. And it's not that I'm against it, because I think that'd be foolish to even say that, but it's more like is it for the right reason, or is it for a profit reason, and but that's a whole nother thing. I was just saying, like, in terms of like what that genre would be, right? Mm-hmm. And let's just imagine like that was a whole channel just for that. Like what would that put, what does that put us again in terms of like consumerism? Because are we talking about, am I listening to this because I am with it, or am I listening to this because it's so much being put on me, I have no choice to, it's like pop music, but for a cause, and I don't know, like, what do you?
Yeah, that's a interesting thought and space to be in.
Right.
I guess first, reiterate the whole question for those that are new to it, and then
okay. So the question is basically, with what we were talking about yesterday, do you think that what we were talking about yesterday, was it more of a positive outcome with streaming, or was it more of a negative outcome with streaming? Because it seems like we were kind of in the middle. Yeah. So the true question is it really positive or negative that we have streaming with this music thing, and the engagement that you get? Is that the underlying issue, or is that the pro? Is that the pro or the con? Is what I'm getting at.
So I can tell you right now, you're probably not gonna like the first part of my answer.
Okay.
Because it does still sit in the middle. Because there's no way to kind of avoid this
right.
middle ground.
Right.
From this sense, it's negative or positive depending on where you're standing and where you're looking at, right. or what you're looking at. Right.
Right.
So there are a ton of instances where I would go, yeah, I agree that this is a wonderful thing. It's a tool. It's an opportunity. It's a channel. It's open.
Mm-hmm.
But how much of that am I saying is okay and not overriding or overtaking individuals that are being abused by the same system that I'm saying is great?
Right.
So again, who am I, right? What am I doing in relationship to this streaming as an industry, as an entity itself?
Right.
Am I producing the music or am I just consuming it? If I'm just consuming the music, I have a lot of options. I can listen to all these things. I don't have to worry about trying to go find a CD for something. I can search it up. It's cool.
Mm-hmm.
If it's an artist that says, hey, I'm gonna stream not only my music but through video as well, I have the opportunity to see them create and or talk about their story, which is something more that I wouldn't get just by listening to listening to the tracks,
Right.
But also, like, how are they benefiting from that, and it not being just another channel for whomever owns the platform, owns the streaming, to just go, yeah, you put it up there, and we'll throw you some pennies.
Right.
So again, it's still a tough one. I want to say it's more positive because of my personal usage and experience with it, but I'm not blind to these negatives that exist, and that they are very real.
Right.
So I'm gonna try to say more positive.
Okay, so
yeah,
I'm gonna be the bad guy. I'm gonna be the bad guy today then, and I'm gonna say it's because of this. I'm still like stuck on this whole like oversaturation thing. Like, it's like, all right, I'm in this space where it's like, okay, I have 6,000 hours of unreleased music, right? Mm-hmm. But God forbid I release it on a Friday, because
everybody dropped
on Friday. So and it's like, all right, then there's the whole there's the mystery of, and this is like goes into like the control thing. Like, what if I'm a 6,000 hours of unreleased music, but I'm not allowed to drop it now because it's gonna mess up the new metric. So that's something else. So like, or you could do the independent thing, but who really wants to go through that in a way? And that's just like, I'm not gonna say it's the worst thing you could do, because it's like, it's really just choosing your path here in that scenario.
I never thought that the independent route was a bad thing, or that it was the worst thing you could do. Mm-hmm. I'm definitely, again, kind of old school to some of these components. Mm-hmm. You have to understand the do-it-yourself,
right?
Because otherwise, you also walk into the industry, walk into a system, walk into whatever this protocol is, and you get messed over because you don't know that you could have just done that thing by yourself.
Right.
Or you could have done that thing in search of and in tandem with people that are better there to support you, that don't have these separate agendas. They don't have to make the type of money that a record label or whomever has to make, or these streaming platforms. They don't have to do it the same way.
Right.
So you end up with a lot of liberties and can still get pushed the way that you want to be pushed. Have all of your content be yours, and you be fine.
Right.
So I don't want to say that that's a bad thing per se, right?
I don't think it's terrible, because, like, all right, we got, and maybe I'm looking at it like in the wrong way, because like I'm looking at it like, the talent should get the majority of the proceed,
right? Because
we're putting it out there, but then that tied into like yesterday we were talking about the whole like Terrence Crawford thing,
right?
And like it's like I make the belt, like, right? No, you yes, but no, because it's like you still gotta go through our system to even be considered. So
a lot of people look at it as the sanctioning body,
right?
The heavenly host that surveys everything and keeps everything in order. So everything has to have a level of accountability. So when you look at artists and they say, well, look, this is my craft, this is my talent, the industry or the machine says, well, we own the airwaves. So how your product is going to get pushed to the four corners of the earth? Mm-hmm. How is the marketing? You know, how you going to pay for all those things that it takes?
Right.
You know, where now in that realm, you got the powers that be versus the powers that be. Mm-hmm. So then you take somebody like Steve Jobs, say, well, you know what? Y'all done let me in the music industry this way. I'll come up with a streaming service to ruin the music industry. But at the same time, it will give my component in this industry, so to speak, power.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So now you get Spotify, you got Tidal, you got Apple Music, and so now there are these streaming platforms, and it's not just with movies. It's not just with music. It's with movies. It's with everything. Yeah. Now, content like this can be uploaded to a streaming service. Yeah. Once this is uploaded to a streaming service,
it's over with.
Somebody else own it. Yeah. But that's the same way with airways back in the day.
That's true.
It's really no
like it's really no.
Unless you're doing like pirate radio, we bringing that back.
And but even that,
you got your own channel.
Yeah, you got your own channel.
But even that,
there's
a limited bandwidth of channels and frequencies that you can have. And again, those things are tapped in by somebody else.
Yeah,
so
you're right.
You never really get, and this is what I think a lot of people need to understand. You never get away from somebody, like you said, being responsible, being accountable for the things that exist.
Right.
It's always, and it has always and will always be a shared system. Now, how much share you have in that system, that's a whole nother story.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Coming into music brand new, you don't have anywhere near the leverage that somebody that's been here 10, 15 years, has produced X, Y, and Z, has showed up, in whatever tours, and right, there's a difference there. That experience, that leverage that you get from that changes a lot of things. Also, if you just have the resources, that changes a lot of things. So it's still a shared system. Somebody's got to be responsible for something, and it's never going to be you completely own that thing. That's just not how it works.
I'll even say this, for the project that I'm working on, the conversation last night made me think, and it made me think in this direction. D'Angelo, when he was working on new music.
Right.
The last album that came out was it was the label that went ahead and put it out. So the Vanguard was just an ensemble for that project. Yeah. So I was thinking last night, I said, man, we're doing it. I want you guys to come up with a name, because this is going to be an ensemble for just this project. Mm-hmm. Says you is Zeph, and then Felt probably be added to it. Mm-hmm. And we just an ensemble. It's just me, but it's also the ensemble too added to it, just to help curate this. Now, once that project is done, it has to go somewhere. Mm-hmm. It can't just sit in my room.
Yeah.
Because now people are saying, well, how do I listen to your project, man? Because we ain't selling CDs no more.
Yeah.
See, there was a time where I could have just said, hey,
out the trunk.
Yeah. But now, out the trunk is the streaming services said, well, we'll make it so good for you. Anybody can upload their music. So you don't need out the trunk. Mm-hmm. And this is a way to keep an eye on how many people listen to your music. Spotify does that.
Yeah.
That you can see
the
how
metrics.
Many people. Yeah, you can see how many people listen to the album.
They make you feel good about it too, because like every year they'd be like, "Hey, here's your year."
So interesting thing about that. I just found out. I never knew this. There was a young lady, a black intern at Spotify that came up with the Spotify rap.
I saw a guy talking about that today.
Yeah, I watched it today. I was like, "Yo, that's crazy." I never knew this, but they took the idea, like she had tweets and pictures and everything of her actively what the original rapped blueprint was supposed to look like, and they took it and they never hired the chick, and they talked to her after that, basically.
Wow.
But it became one of the biggest components, the most well sought out thing, to the point that every streaming platform has now.
It's like a tax return or something. Like, he's like, this is like, what did I do? What did I listen to this year? Like,
it's the receipt of, we know what you're doing.
Right.
here, so now you know what you're doing.
Yeah, because like for example, do you have Spotify?
Yeah.
Do you have Spotify?
I actually just got Spotify again. I had it, but I had swapped over to YouTube Music because I had spent so much time.
Oh yeah,
on YouTube.
that is a good deal though. I'm not so.
Yeah,
like,
it
that's
is.
not bad.
But I was like, I spent so much time on YouTube.
How much is YouTube Music?
It's hard to say because I got YouTube Premium, so it's like
Yeah,
it kind of comes with it. Kind of all comes together.
Okay.
Because I'm getting TV.
Yeah, TV, music,
and podcasts, like same. It's all the same thing, and then
Like
audiobooks. But it's just, but I mean, you
That's
technically
like a family thing.
yeah, but you're getting everything as a like a
10 to
bundle
15,
deal.
something. Yeah, something like that.
You get like a bundle deal, but like I can still do audiobooks and stuff because it's even if it's because an audiobook don't necessarily mean that the company's reading. It's just a dude in his room like on the third day of life. I'm like, oh okay, this is
Okay.
May not be the like best audio quality or whatever, but I mean I'm just here for the story. You know?
But we also the reason why I think and not to veer too far, but the YouTube situation, I did that because I listened to like I'll go look up somebody
Right.
reading a book or whatever. And so the fact that it's a dedicated section now,
Yeah.
I was like, this is
Pretty
cool.
dope.
Right? It's easy for me to search what I'm looking for. I don't have to worry about it. They've already filtered through the stuff, and of course YouTube in itself is a search engine.
Yeah. Then I got Amazon Prime, and you get like a free. They give you like 2 free points or a free point a month, and you can just go and buy whatever book you want, no matter what it is. Like maybe a $40 audiobook, you can just get one. Like, and like that's the part I like, because it's like okay, I get that accessibility, but I'm getting the bang for my book.
So he said, yeah, that's the good part.
That's the sweet part. Now I was like, all right, y'all making it good for me. But also, before I forget, what is your most listened to artist, by the way? I almost forgot. I almost lost it.
Man, right now my most listened to artist would be
according to your rap. Anyway, do you know what your rap told you?
Let me see.
Because I got mine. I think I got mine right here. I'm pretty sure I know which one it is, but I'm gonna double check just so I don't just say.
What are we on Spotify?
Yeah. And
where do you go to?
It's supposed to be like at the top. It should be at the top. It says Wrapped all the way.
Oh, Wrapped.
Yeah. And then so according to mine, my number one listen to artist Larry June, and then my number one listen to song POV by the Clips. Which
my top track, believe it or not, is Two Steps in the Living Room by Terrace Martin and Alex Isley.
Where do you find your artist at? Because I'm just saying right now, it's just, I hit rap, but
you hit that and then you go to nope. Where are you? I'm gonna turn you down, big dog. You might got too much dip on your chip there, sir. Let's see.
And then my top listen to, which is I was studying his music, is Lucky Day.
Okay,
right now.
Really?
Yeah, mine was Lucky Day this time.
The second album was real.
Mm-hmm.
Your listening age is 67. Mine's 69.
Boy.
So
let me see.
Your most listened to artist is West Side Gun, and your top song is Bash Money.
It's who?
Bash Money. That's the name of the song. Which I was like, that's pretty good.
Oh, 4x4 is number 2.
Yeah.
Wow. Is
that Travis Scott?
Yeah.
Don Toliver?
It's Travis Scott.
That's Travis Scott 4x4? That's pretty good though. I would have never paid you for that. Like,
I know.
Like, which I think is pretty cool because it's like, all right, I guess we're just kind of like splitting hairs now, but like even with just that though, think about it like that type of vehicle, that type of packaging is like it makes it more personalized experience because I had a pretty good idea. I was listening to like a lot of Larry, but I didn't know to the extent, and then I'm looking like I'm in like the top 2% tile listener now. Like I'm like, oh man, I'm probably should. But that also could affect it too, because it'd be like, man, maybe I listen to too much Larry. I need to just like start branching out, listening to other stuff. So like, does that hurt or help the number? Like, you know?
Right.
Because like one of the things I was looking at was so I was thinking about it like this too. What do you think when it comes to I think this is a big deal. Oh, okay, we got a gift basket, compliments of the company. All right.
Got some cookies in there, man.
I don't know what's in here.
Oh, okay. Hold on, y'all. We just got a gift.
Brief intermission.
Yeah, gift box. Oh, Zeph got a gift box. I'm gonna hope it is it edible.
Y'all want some of that?
It is also edible. All right, yo.
Candle from
teak wood and mahogany. Mahogany teak wood incense.
And then with some lotion. Yeah, I could always use that.
Compliments of the company right there. All right, y'all.
Yeah,
So I got a Hershey's Kiss. I love to say I was trying to like keep my girlish figure, but yeah.
That's good. That
Spray that
that
Oh yeah.
That sounds good. Sounds good.
Best podcast ever. So we got about 8 billion people on the planet, something like that. 8, 9, whatever.
The most amount of people that has ever existed on the planet at any given point.
Right. Do you think music is kind of better or worse for that? Like, do you think like because we got this large influx of listeners now that we're able to create these new genres, and because think when we had less people, we were getting less creative or more creative maybe.
I'm gonna say this with a grain of salt, because there's almost no way to prove this. Right. When you have less people to listen to the music, well, first off, to create the music, but to listen to the music, you do kind of get a larger impact, a larger influence and take on what it is that's being produced, because that's all you have, and there's only a select group of people that are doing it, which means your gifting and your talents in that particular era of human being history, I would say, is there's a little more punch to some of the things that we felt, right? But also during those times, you had people that were fully responsible for being the accountability, for being the gatekeepers, for putting you through the system. And so you had artist development, artist training, all these different things that exist to create great people.
Right.
Now that we have streaming, we have so many more people, we have so much more access, you lose some of what was the development, but you also gain some raw talent.
Right. So
it's hard to say, and again, you can't really prove it, but I don't think that we lost any of the creative aspect. I don't think that we lost any of the richness that does exist.
Yeah.
I just think it's a little bit harder to find it now. Right. It's something that you might have been looking for in particular. Like there was one group, two groups, people that did that thing. Now everybody has joined in or is assimilated to something.
Right.
So you really got to spend the time filtering through what it is. Right.
I think see, this is I feel like I'm just such a bad guy when I'm saying these things. I just feel like a bad guy, because I'm just all right. So, do you think we should be able to? And this is just a personal thing. I think we should be able to downvote music again. How they took away the.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing.
I wish we could bring back the metric of the thumbs down. And I'm only saying that because it's everything can't be good. It's impossible. And I'm only looking at it like for example, and this is an entertainment. This is just an entertainment fact that I know. Netflix produced this show called Cuties. I don't know if you remember this. The premise of this show was there were girls that were under the age of 14 or something, but the stuff they got these girls doing is like they are dancing like provocatively and all this other stuff, right? But and the label, like, you can look this up, man. It's crazy because like the stuff they got them doing, you're just like, yo, this is not should not be on. Like, we've gone too far, and they still produced it, they still released it, and then they got so much backlash for it that they like took it off the shelf. But I'm like, it shouldn't even got that far, you know?
Yeah, that's
kind of like my point in that, because it's like we take that and then apply that to music now. And it's like there's this big vehicle that we have where, again, you know, you say we can filter it, but some things do slip through the cracks, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's...
But even then, it's like, when you watch a video of this now, you don't even have the... Some places you don't even have the option to, like, say, I don't like that. Like, you just... It's either thumbs up or I still engaged with it.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like, you still get the engagement and you still have the opportunity to say, oh, okay, well, you know, thumbs up. Like, no, like, you know, let's.
I think having the downvote or the dislike of something says a few things. One, for those that would just simply pass something through, you get some feedback, right?
Right.
Turns out this is trash. You really need to go do better.
Right.
And if there are more situations where you get that downvote, you get that feedback, and you actually care about what you're doing,
right,
then you go discover why was it bad, right?
Right.
You begin to ask questions, you become more informed. And if you don't have the opportunity to be in such a larger space where there are the resources that say, hey, here's what we put out before, here's why it worked, now you have real-time audience saying, this is not it, ask for help.
Right.
So I don't think that that's a bad thing. I think you need that pushback.
Right.
Even when y'all are like, Zeph, you fire, I go look for people that be like, Zeph, you ass.
Yeah.
Because it helps me grow.
At least I like the discourse of like, you suck. I was like, okay.
Yeah, no, like again,
thank
I
you.
grew
You
up
listened
with that.
You listened.
Yeah.
All right, I got to you. All right.
Yeah.
Cool. But that's like it's like an optimistic view of it.
Yeah.
And then like, but even then, it's like, to do music, you have to be optimistic. You have to be. Like, it's not negotiable for that. Like, you know. And I guess that brings me to something else. Like, what do you think the current state of music is currently?
We talked about that yesterday.
Yeah,
we did the state of just it's oversaturated.
Right.
Yeah, we talked about that in the previous episode a lot, but just to reiterate it, that everybody's doing it now. So it's just a matter of it's becoming redundant and boring.
Yeah.
So it's like, how do you cut through that to make something that really is interesting, that's worth listening to? Like, what were the components that existed prior to that made us go, these people were great, and we could clearly identify why they were?
Oh, you know what?
You know what? Before you answer that, I'm going to tell you something. Music is so oversaturated now that bebop is back in.
Oh, I love bebop. I wish that it had come back.
So the by Alexander song, the blah blah blah.
Oh
yeah. That bebop, scat. Like, that's the new thing. Like, not saying too much. You said something the other day. You say if the music is simple, you be complex. If the music is complex, you be simple. And then when I got in my car,
you pay attention.
I always pay attention. I still tongue toast a wise head. I tell you that. I pay more attention than you think. I'm listening to, because y'all younger than me, and on top of that, y'all are the landmarks now. Y'all say what's cool. So for me to stay relevant, I have to listen to you. I have to pay attention to what y'all saying. I have to, even if I argue my point of view on something from a historical aspect, I'm still listening to you. I'm still, when I get in the car and go home, I'm like, King said this, you know, let me consider this. Let me look at this. You know, Zeph said this, you know, let me reiterate that. Let me look at that again. Because nothing's new under the sun. Now, y'all might have a different way of categorizing it, but then, you know, any form of music, we could pull it back up in history at some point. Now, it might not be done with an 808, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But, you know, so that aspect of it might be new. But
touching on what you were saying about basically like the law, like I think you said something about like we're looking back and we're like, yo, these guys knew what they were doing. What makes a hit? What makes a song a hit? Is it just because it's catchy? Or is it because of the message?
I think catchy is like a precursor. You need to have something that's going to stick.
Right.
Like you need to know that. But also, what I understood listening to music was that there was a realness in the message. Right. We're talking about, we're singing, we're performing music about the things that are really happening.
Right.
That is about true feelings that maybe somebody was trying to express. I felt the same way. They couldn't do it, but I can.
Right.
Right. And so there's a shared sense of community and relationship that exists in that experience. I think that's one of the most powerful pieces of what music is.
Right. I think that it's changing now though, because the kids now are actually going into pre-K, kindergarten with Apple Music and Spotify.
Yeah.
And so for them, a hit song or hit album is going to be whatever they got exposed to that they like. Yeah. So I think it's hard to describe it, but I'm going to put it this way. I think music is going into the direction of the underground is about to become mainstream. And mainstream is about to become underground. So pop music, pop success is going to become underground. And underground music is about to be pop success.
Because I see what you're saying, because it's like, I never heard this before. I love it.
Well, no, not even that. Not even that. It's just the aspect of
is it the fandom?
It's the fandom, because you got 3 people in this room, right?
Uh-huh.
You listen to an artist. That artist could only got 17,000 plays that year. Mm-hmm. But you love their music. Mm-hmm. And let's say they come to Atlanta, Georgia. You'll spend $150 to go see that artist because you connect with them.
Yeah.
Whereas I might say, nah, they only got 17,000 views. Nah, I don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
So, and I'm going to tell you where this started. He clicking at. Nobody wants to give this man credit for it, but he was doing it. Ryan Leslie.
Oh boy, yeah.
Ryan
Absolutely.
Leslie came with the whole program to make music personal.
Yeah.
So, my biggest like Ryan Leslie memory song was Diamond Girl. That was, and I only say that because it's like,
add him back to my thing.
Man, look, I'm gonna tell you.
I have followed Ryan Leslie's career from beginning to now. All his rap albums were production was grand on them. To this day, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro. Go ahead.
To this day, I will always say Ryan Leslie was the better version of Drake. To this day, and I only say that it's like the think about it, because you were doing R&B and rap way before, because it was and
I wouldn't say,
and I'll put it to you like this: the element of it was there to such a point.
I would say fundamentally, on paper, he's the better version of Drake. Performance wise, I would say he is a Dr. Dre or a Kanye West, you know.
Yeah.
Right. But I would not. Would you say he's the better form of Dre? Mate, I could see that. I'm
only saying that because of the sing song.
Right, sing song. Yeah, and he writes all everything, and he produces.
So it's just like only person that was like doing that too was like what was his name?
So what I'm saying is, 20 years from now, you're gonna have maybe 170,000 people out of 8 billion people that are gonna say Ryan Leslie was everything to them, because how streaming has made everything so personal.
Right.
I don't have to go watch. I don't need to watch TV anymore. Yeah. I could go find that artist and their community. So now, like for instance, take Action Bronson or somebody, like you listening to him. I don't care if they only got 80,000 likes. and the artist you like got 200 million. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Because the artist that I fell in love with has content for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying earlier about the
metric side.
About the community though.
The community
relationship that building. I desperately want people to understand, because I keep seeing it now, but I've been saying it for the longest. 2 people like your stuff could turn into 200,000.
Yes,
easily.
Easy. And that's where I'm at now. Where I'm at now with this album, and this is why I said, even though it's my album, but there has to be an ensemble just for this album, because this album is gonna jump. I feel like it's gonna jumpstart a lot. And this, everybody's an artist in their own right and doing their own things.
Yeah.
But the way I'm gonna market this and the time I'm gonna spend into it, people are gonna be able to say, like I was, hey, who produced this? Because when I was growing up, you could open the what was the thing besides the tape or the CD?
The album artwork or the book.
The book. You would look in and see it contains a sample of produced by such and such.
And then you get the little photos, and
that's why I wanted everybody on this cover, and that's why I'm taking pictures, black and white pictures. So because I'm gonna do a whole breakdown on Facebook, Instagram, everything. It's gonna show everybody picture and what you contributed to this album and why it's called this ensemble. So, and I'm gonna market that way. When you go out to do other things, somebody might say in Germany, "Hey man, I know you. You was on this project that I used to listen to."
That is what I think is the importance of streaming, right? Is
Yeah.
you have, again, that access, but what the artists are able to do now, since they have this access, they have these resources that are popping up, you build out the community.
You build like your community.
Look.
So now people will go back. So now people will go back to Mike Trill.
Supercharged Zeph.
So now people will go back to Mike Trill and say, "Hey, he was on. Who was this guy that was on Idris Rashad's album, Mike Trill?" But damn, let me go back. Oh, he got another album. Let me. Now that research brings people back to you,
right?
And that's what I'm trying to do with this album.
Right. And it's like building that fandom, that community is like the tenet.
Take the word fan out. Community.
No, it's just community.
It's just community.
Because not everybody is going to be a listener, but they will. They can be a supporter.
I went to an Odyssey concert at the Underground 2 years ago, and the crowd was so goddamn diverse you would not believe it. There were punk rock people, and all these people said his message, his music, the sound, it's just everything. It's just not hardcore rap. It's just all kind of music that he raps on. And it was just like, man, it was just cold. And I watched him take his career from in 2011 up to now, where he's doing all these shows and stuff. And Odyssey is one of the best to ever do it, if you ask me. But I'm also, even though I'm 43 years old, I get what's going on now, and I've always been a part of that, because somebody older than all three of us institutionalized that in our mind.
Yeah.
Ryan Leslie.
Yeah, that's fair.
So it's like when you start reading like the blog era. The blog era was. We need the blog era to come back.
Yeah,
we need it.
Every iteration of art that has existed has always been critically important to the transitioning, but also to the system of how we intake what we're involved with, right? I know that's kind of a lot of words, but to say simply for...
That was a very Pulitzer Prize winner.
To say simply for a lot of people is you need all the art forms in order for one other one to work.
Right.
Your streaming exist well because we had the blogs, we had the Reddit, we had the, like you said, the LimeWires, the Napster, like all those things prior to. We had MP3, we had what's the iPod?
Yeah.
Like we had those things, these devices that were created, this technology, these resources created to make sure that the next generation of people had access.
Yeah.
Now that we have the access, you have to go right back to the people who are responsible for this iteration of things existing.
Right.
Now, when you do that, you create a wonderful thing. And this is why I was like, man, I'm looking for my stuff. I ain't got it in here. There's an etiquette that exists that says, if I do well, I should then give. If I give, I will do well.
Oh, that's like a
yes,
like a yin yang type of.
It will continue to happen. It will continue to happen, and I don't care which one of those you start on.
Yeah,
you gonna cross over at some point.
Yeah, because it's like to be a supporter is to actually do it, and then to be the person that's doing it is that obviously
a supporter of.
Yeah, so I get where you're coming with on that. Also, all right, let's go deep water here.
Okay.
Why do you think other artists, or what do you think separates other artists from just being able to create their own label? Because we have the because I think we talked about this a little bit yesterday, but why do you think, like, because there's like, as we know it, I don't know how many. I'm gonna have to do some. Let me do a quick search on that real quick, and just hear me out on this. We have labels that exist already, but why is it like so according to Google right now, they're saying that there are only 3 major record labels: Universal, Sony, and Warner.
Out of all labels?
Out of only 3 major ones. The big 3.
So when we consider major, we got to talk about that has owned music and media from their conception, right?
These are the 3 major ones. Now, they're saying that mid-sized labels are from 500 to 1,000. Independent labels are from 10,000 to 15,000. And small DIY labels are 100,000. So, all right. But what is it to be a label, I guess? Because like I wanna, and I think on our next episode, I'll try and find somebody that's in that space to say more. But like, I'm just gonna give we could just go general on this one. What do you think is separating the capability of the artist from being that Sony or being that whatever? Because even if you think about the nature of, like, let's say we had a Kanye, a Jay, and let's just say a really big female artist, and they took all of their money, and then let's just say they just bought the building, then they just started signing people, and it's not just signing people just to sign them. It's like, okay, you have to, like, we got our own A&Rs, bringing it all back. We're doing this all over again.
The one, it's a compound word I got for you. Mm-hmm. What inherited pipeline do they have?
Now you gotta, all right, lay it on me.
So the inherited, you go ahead.
I was gonna say, you got, because I definitely want to hear what he says, but you got to remember, connection is everything.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So that's the inherited pipeline. Because see,
right. I just wanted to ask that question because somebody might be out there wondering that.
So because they have an answer for everything. So let's just say rights became everything. Right. So now let's just say Zeph owns the stadiums, right? You own the rights to the music, and I'm a huge conglomerate in the movie industry. So here's what happened. We come together and we say, okay, we got, so now we sign an artist, we give them more money than they could ever turn down, and we promise them we'll put you in movies. It's the 360 deal. Mm-hmm. That it works because there's an inherited pipeline. Right. And see, here's what I mean about inherited pipeline. You can't buy into this, right? Mm-hmm. This construct will only stay within our family. You see what I'm saying? Dynamics. Mm-hmm. So when you die, your son or your daughter takes over. Yeah. When I die, my son or daughter, and they keep the same program running. Nobody could be brought in from the outside. Money. That's how you keep it. Yeah,
to that system.
To that system. Yeah. So now what happens is inherited because you started with us. It's the pipeline because it connects us together. So now you don't care about streaming services or none of that. You just said, because guess what? when you got those 3 artists that are signed to your label, that's in movies, they're selling out stadiums, they're selling T-shirts, merchandise, all this, selling product. You don't care about an indie artist, because that artist their tour alone might bring in over $300 million. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if that tour brings in that much, just imagine the merchandise that was sold, the licensing. So when you signed to me, I gave you more money than the law would allow. Guess what happened? You signed over your likeness, your image, and everything to me. So I can make money off your image, your voice, whenever it's a whole other system.
And, what's my favorite line in a 360 deal? In perpetuity to your likeness.
Yes. So,
and that is
it's got you.
that is oofta.
Anytime I see perpetuity anywhere, I get weird.
Yeah.
I've always questioned that word to the max existence. Right?
Yeah.
Because perpetuity, of course, extends past your lifetime, but you have to think about who are you in relationship to the people around you, because now it's ingrained in theirs as well.
Right.
So you made all this money, you did all these things, you got all this work, somebody else owns it, and they go, well, sure, your family can have something.
Yeah.
They are now the deciders of what happens for generations upon generations.
Yeah.
And because it's a company that owns it, it's an entity, the entity is long past going to be non-existent. Right? Like it's going to be here, like we just said. Somebody else is going to inherit it, which means they inherit all of the things that were there.
Right.
So regardless of whether Joe Smo died, Joe Smo's son is now taking over, or his daughter is taking over, and they go, yeah, continue the perpetuity for my life's length.
Right.
For the next life.
Right.
Or whoever else takes over. So it's a strange thing. Perpetuity is a weird thing. I never want anything to be in perpetuity. I want people to come and go. I want them to understand that the time that you have now is valuable. The art that you're creating is valuable. Your music is valuable. And it's going to be valuable for a length of time.
Yeah.
Like it will disappear.
I think the main goal is, like, with music, I feel like is longevity. It is that X factor that you don't really get when you're making, I guess I want to say bubblegum music. Here today, gone tomorrow. But even then, like, I still think of, like, because even, like, you got to think about our parents and then their parents. Like, it's probably songs that we'll never hear because it's just...
And that's part of the discovery.
Yeah.
Right? That's the curiosity that exists being an artist, being, someone that says this is a valuable thing. But again, adding in what I just said, it has to disappear in order for you to have that discovery.
That is also true, too. I think that's what makes it special.
That's why... Okay, now I'm going to join you on the bad side. That's why streaming is...
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
Because it's always there.
Yeah.
It's just there.
But like, and then now I'm a flip flop. Now I'm a flip flop, and I'm gonna say, but the good part is like, I can find a independent artist that makes something so great. I'm like, why isn't this bigger?
Yeah.
So there again, discovery. It goes in. It's like it's unanimous either way. It's the pro and the con. But let's go back into what we were talking about yesterday too, where I was like, the good part about it is anybody can make music. The bad part about it is anybody can make music. Yeah. So it's the same thing with movies and all of that. It's that then it goes in again, circling back, filtering, because we didn't filter through. God, man, what? I got 33. I'd say about 23 years of music under my like in my mind somewhere.
Yeah. That
I just don't know about. Because you'd be doing something random, and then all of a sudden, it'll just come to you. And then my favorite like joke thing to do is like, I remember you was conflicted. Like I'll just say that, and that's recent, yes, but like the fact I could it just comes to me, or you might be like, what's a new one now? Like you might say like baby girl, like you know what I mean? Like it's that. I guess it's that synonymousness with, or synonymousness. I made up a word, but it's a synonymous with whatever you're doing, and then sometimes it's just that the fact that it's infiltrated, like I said, so much of our lives now that it's like, where would we be without that? And I don't know. I find that like really interesting to like just from y'all perspectives too, because I think again we're saying the same thing here, but we're just seeing it in a different way. Because overall, like I said, music ain't gonna go nowhere. It's impossible at this point.
Right.
Because even if tomorrow all of the servers crashed and like
it would still be some form of way to it would, but it'll go back to the old school way. You have to hear about the word of mouth.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Is important.
Yeah,
you cannot bypass the skill of which the AI conversation, right? Again, it's only doing what someone who has spent the years to learn how to do this is doing.
Yeah,
it is only a summation of that information.
Right.
They're only taking on thoughts and curiosities and discovery, right, that we talked about.
Right.
From things that have already existed.
Right.
So let me mention this. We've been doing, me and you, King, have been doing the pop-ups, right? Mm-hmm. And I always had Zeph in mind. I always had Zeph in mind, but it was more like, okay, something you said to me at 23 one night. You said, man, and you said, man, once you start cooking, then people will take you more serious. Like if you haven't done nothing, and people are like, oh, okay, well, I don't know, whatever.
Right.
So what happened in the aspect of now with Zeph is like, okay, I built this relationship with Zeph, not a relationship to take advantage of, but a relationship to collaborate. Mm-hmm. And sometimes things can be so big. I'm realizing this. Somebody said this to me on the phone today. They said, you have great ideas, but the problem is those ideas can be they can encompass so much. How do everybody walk away not feeling raped?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
so it's like, because I wanted to propose an idea to do like poetry and burgers.
Mm-hmm. Easy win.
Easy win, but how do everybody get paid? How do everybody get paid from that? Because if you got the owner saying, I want 15% of the sale, then, so now you got to sell something. Mm-hmm. They keep the bar. How do the artists get paid? You see what I'm saying? So nobody walks away. So, it's like.
So I'll give you this right here. And this is really how it comes. Everybody, this is the unspoken rule. You still got to come with something. Even if they sign you, right?
Right.
You still got to come with something. Now the hard part is here. The easy part was getting found.
Right.
The hard part now is keeping it. Right?
Right.
So at that point, like now I got to come with my own intrinsic value.
Right.
So let's say we do get that, right? Let's just say it happens, right?
Right.
All right. You bring me in, you want 15% or whatever I make. All right. If I know that my show, I'm only getting $200. Let's just say I'm getting $200.
Right.
All right, that's gone. That's already gone. Right. So now, all right, I need to find something that I could sell for my intrinsic value now. So like, I might have stickers, T-shirts. I might have a bunch of vinyls that I no longer need, but it's like I'm signing it and I'll just give it to you.
Right.
All right, I'm creating my own value now. So It's like you are just a vehicle for me to get the people now, as opposed to I'm relying solely on you to get paid.
So now this is the algorithm. I'm trying to tap into the algorithm here, because this is what Ryan Leslie was talking about in the streaming service. Do we have an algorithm in Montgomery, Alabama, that a substantial amount of people will come out that will sustain everybody a part of the product? They'll get a burger. They're gonna sit and drink and listen to the poetry. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Poetry, food will bring people out anywhere.
Right.
But will poetry bring people out?
Yes. and
It does.
and I'm gonna
It
tell
does.
you why.
We've proven that before.
It's like
by
karaoke.
doing-
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. You.
But when you did it before, did people pay to go to a spoken event?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Every event we
Because
charge for.
it's still an experience. Because again, you got to remember, rap is like down by like 35%. All right.
Right.
Majority of entertainment in this town is covers, and I'm tired of covers. Nothing against nobody that do covers, but like, man, if I go somewhere,
Right.
I don't want to hear you singing the Isley Brothers drunk. All right, I don't want to hear it. I'm good.
Got you.
I don't want to hear that. But
Gotcha.
what I do want to hear is if I show up, hey, I wrote this yesterday. I don't care if you wrote it yesterday. Just sing it. That's my perception though.
Right.
Because I want something I haven't heard before when I go somewhere, and that's because that's the again back to our point, the discovery of something. Because I find that more intrinsic value I assign to that than I do hearing somebody. I'll be like, oh, you can sing. I wish you had your own stuff.
Right.
Because then it's like a Jacquees situation. Like, it's like, man, I really like this dude's voice. Do you have anything that's original?
Right.
And it's not that he doesn't. It's just like, man, I want to like it more. Well, I want it to be there more. But anyway, Mr. Zeph, I see you've been over here scribbling on this board, and you have just found. It looks like the cure to cancer right here. Can you explain the ones and zeros?
Proven cure to cancer. Which, in a sense, it is a cancer. Just you have to know what you're looking. Yeah, know what you're looking at.
All right,
so,
doctor. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. My bad. So I did that.
Man,
my background, right, as the owner operator of a thing called BL Creative Arts Incubator, was set with the premise that I, as a performer, I as a musician, wanted to have a safe space to do things, and I wanted people to come out and have the ability to enjoy that, whether I charged for it or not. One of the things that I did is I did this community show. I created the event purely free, whether it was going to be anybody else that showed up or not. I was going to go and do it. I was going to set an atmosphere in a space, activate it, right? I decided that it made sense to bring on other performers, and so I reached out to some of my good buddies and said, hey, do y'all want to do this thing? We can go practice downtown, we can do whatever. They said, yeah, why not? Now I've got people. We started inviting artists to come showcase their work alongside us, because why not?
Intrinsic value.
You outside, hanging out, we having a blast. These are additional friends, my community. Once this thing started hitting the flame, right, for real, because we just were consistent at it. In 6 years, we've averaged 13 shows a week. That should tell you like how much of this we were doing, to a point where we built it up so big that we had the opportunity to sell merchandise because we had the people that were consistently showing up.
Right.
But my main thing was that we tapped into the community, as in I never charged anybody for that show. Everything that we ever got in terms of the payment and how we were going to continue to do it was the motivation, one, that we just wanted to do something, showcase who we are. We wanted to continue to create the events, but also through my bookings, through me teaching, through somebody saying, hey, we support what y'all do, here's a tip while you out here at the show, or they go, hey, we want to write y'all a check for whatever. That's how I paid for all of this. This show cost me $12,000 a Friday to run.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I didn't spend beyond, whatever money we put in as a group to do it. I never spent any other money. It came from...
Right.
Yeah. And they loved it. What stopped it was initial regulations, right? We can talk about that later.
Yeah.
COVID.
That's next episode. But
yeah.
Yes.
COVID. Now, obviously life has happened since then, but those guys are still utilizing same thing. They get together, they go perform. They say, hey, can you do X, Y, and Z? Montgomery's music scene is the same people. Like, look really closely.
Right.
It's the same people performing. And it always will be until this system opens back up. it's opened back up, just in a different way. I decided to do more of the teach portion, right? So that there's more access to this opportunity happening alongside all the things that are coming. Mm-hmm. But this is how you do it. Like, that's it. Continue to do what you're doing, right? You got partnership.
Right.
Partnership brings its own set of people that you don't interact with. So that's
Right.
new faces, new bodies. And they go, well, dang, it was dope that we were here to see Zeph. Mess around, got a burger from Idris.
Right.
Doggone tapped in with Justin.
Yeah.
Because he got all sorts of stuff.
Right.
And then we go, dang, what else y'all got in here?
But see, here's
The art that's supposed to be on the wall.
Right. But so
Right.
here's the thing though. Somebody has to sacrifice in this whole thing.
Everybody.
Everybody.
It's not
so,
a one.
right.
Yeah.
So
It's
everybody has
everybody.
to be in agreement.
Yeah.
This is about the event, not
Yep.
about
Yeah, but see, that's where you enter into the space of like, if you want to be here, you're gonna do it.
Right.
Yeah,
So
and that's
that's
how
a-
we were able
but
to
see,
do this thing
Got
for
this
you.
is
so
the-
long.
Got you.
That's
And
the-
that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm
Yeah.
at. That's because now what we're talking about is what the algorithm and the streaming service can't control.
Right.
And that is
Organic.
artists going out doing
To do-
things organically.
Yeah.
And you going back into Stone Age
You
because
have to.
because
Like,
it's the old chitlin circuit thing.
It's the original form.
It's the
Professor
original
like this,
form
it's
that you
the
can be.
Amadeus Wolfgang Mozart, hands down the hardest name in music.
Yeah, so
Same thing.
and,
Like,
and that's where I'm
it
at
goes-
now because it was blessed in disguise. I thought when I got off the phone with you last night, I'm sitting up in it in, and I'm like, whoa! Your voice started playing in my head, and I'm like, well, okay, God, what are you saying? Because I hear Zeph's voice, but I know this is God playing back what you were saying. Then I hear your voice, and then I'm like, okay. I wake up this morning and I was on the phone with Marsha, and then she had texted me, so we got to talking, and then I was looking at something on YouTube, and I said, wait a minute. I'm looking at Action Bronson. I'm looking at the Alchemists and how they doing these things, these pop-ups and these artists. But it's all, they understand we're moving a culture. So they understand the culture. They understand that what you just put on this board, they understand what Zeph is saying, that guess what? I'm going to come here and support this because guess what? The money that I can make from this is down the line of all these people that came out. If I could just simply say, go to YouTube, I got music. Go to Apple Music, I got music, or whatever, and everything worked. Like for instance, for me to do burgers, right? For me to do 100 burgers, it would cost me right at maybe $350, right?
right.
I would just need to make my money back. I would be willing to say, okay, I provide, boom, let me just break even or something, whatever. I make that sacrifice. If we sell that profit, I tell you what, I'll split that profit with among everybody. That way, and that's how you have to. But everybody has to be willing to do that. Though.
Okay, so
that's how we do it.
It kind of goes
That's
into
exactly how we do it.
what we're talking about with the streaming thing, and this is what streaming has done. And we said it today: oversaturation. So what makes Alchemist and Action Bronson and like Larry and all those people they're really good is that they don't oversaturate themselves to the point of exhaustion. It's more, I have so much stuff that I just put it there and then I just let you go get it. Now you're talking for me.
Me, right.
I don't have to say nothing no more.
Glad you said that.
I don't
because
have to.
That goes into, I teach this in my master class, right? It's a 5-point system. 1, the individual. 2, the community. 3, your brand awareness. 4, your collabs, and then 5 is your opportunities and your resources, right?
Right.
Number 1 is who are you and all the things that you can do. Number 2 is who is that the group of people that are there in your circle, right, that are supporting you, and say, hey, this is ass. This is it, right?
So
you need them. That third thing is everybody else. If you hit this right here, and this goes well, these two show up automatically.
So I looked at other night as a semi-failure because 30 people that promised me they was coming didn't show up.
Well, yeah, that's going to happen.
But there were people that showed up that said, "Hey, I'm gonna come check you out." Man, the genius, and I give all credit to the Most High. I had it in reverse. It was wrong, but I learned. It hit me. So the oxtails, right? So the oxtails was very costly. But at the last minute, I said, "Man, I'm gonna stretch this by getting that chuck roast." And then I said, also, I'm gonna do at least. I got this new burger concept. I'm gonna do 12 burgers. The burgers with people, everybody that got the burgers was like, "Wait a minute."
I'm gonna make this real sweet for you.
They said, "Man," hey. They said, "Look,
hey, I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm gonna put this in music terms so you can get what I'm talking about."
Right.
The Oxtails was the album. The burger was the bonus.
Was the bonus track?
Yeah, the bonus track.
Yeah, the bonus track.
I had to get through the
album
to get to that bonus track.
It's like whoa,
but it was so wait a minute.
It's 4 songs on the deluxe version that should have been on the regular version.
And this is like when Ye put college late registration. You had to get through all of that to get to late.
Yeah, late. Yeah,
because you were like, oh, the album's over, and it's not like again. This is why I'm like, okay, tangible, right?
Right.
You couldn't experience this unless you had a CD.
Right.
It wasn't like MP3 now, because you would just skip to the next one, right? Or you'd be like, oh, it's over. All right, I'll play something else. You wouldn't even know it's there. Right. I have to tell you it's there.
Right.
And then goes into discovery.
Discovery and the inherent value.
Inherent value. Intrinsic value.
So I wanted to feed my nature of, I'm a chef, man. I'm an artist in my own right because I'm a chef.
No, you're a curator.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're a curator.
But you're doing more than just one thing in that scenario. So,
but here was the thing. In that space, it was like I wanted to do this big sound, and it's like you've been saying it to me, like just start here first. So the burger was the starting thing, and it was like the burger was such a success, but this is like nice more in me. So the oxtails was the step in that direction, but the people are saying to me, yeah, that's cool, but we like you for this.
So here's the thing. This is why my system worked well too. I never let them do more than what we were gonna do. Meaning, when we start, if we're gonna do these 10, 15, 20 songs, we're gonna run them 10, 15, 20 songs so that people get used to knowing that this is us. How can we innovate on the thing that is just this?
Right.
Right? Your burger. How many more burgers can you do before somebody goes, man, I wish you could do something else. I'm willing to pay for something. They will tell you.
They will tell me. I was telling. So watch this. The genius in that is, you see it in music all the time. Some artists, you never get tired of the way they rap, the style of music they do. And then there's certain artists you say, okay, you need to do something else. Yeah. So what you just said to me, you confirmed is, look, we don't want your oxtails. We'll let you know if we want something else. Well, but right now, we want this damn burger, man.
The metric is different every time, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if you're somebody that just does music and you never go outside, you'll never know. But if you're somebody that live performs music and people come up to you after that, you get instant feedback.
Instant feedback, right?
And you never have to question where you're at. Because you know what you're doing.
Right.
And this is a message to anybody that's listening. If you do music and you haven't done a live show, do that first. Get that out the way first before you even just think about it. Because it's okay to put it out there.
Right.
But until you have that live element, you will never know because you don't know your metric really. You just know that people playing it.
So for this project, somebody gave me some feedback today. I did the poems that we said, and it ties it to what you said and something you said. They said, hey, they said, wait. They said, hey, you sent me an album. It was like this Christian, like, they said it was spoken word. The thing I sent John Boy too, with Kenneth Whalen was on it.
Oh yeah.
This is what they said. They said it's a lane for everything and everybody. And they said you gotta find your community. Notice we've been talking about community.
Yeah.
They said, listen, what you just read me, that's don't complicate it. Do just that. They said don't try to be nobody else's spoken word. Don't try to rhyme. Say do what you just did.
Your style is
they said it was deep. It wasn't confusing. It's metaphors. It didn't have to rhyme. And they said the music, and I was playing some of your music. They said, this is what they said to me. They said Zeph he's gonna bring it home for you. They said don't do nothing else. They said just keep it that way. They said don't try to be, because we was looking at some other spoken word. They said don't do that. That's borderline rap. They said don't do that. Even though you was good as a rapper, they said to me, that's 25 years ago. They said, look, what you doing now? They said, look, man, you are a has-been that never was, and you're you're about to reinvent yourself in a beautiful way. They said where everything is being just so complicated, your poetry is poetry. They say it's really not spoken word. It's poetry, and it's poetry in a simple way. And the style of music he's gonna get you, man, you could do albums to the day you die this way. And do you know there's they named this artist, white guy, and it was like he do music like this all the time, and people love him. Mm-hmm. And when he come out to perform, he comes out with his book in his hand.
Yeah, I remember we showed me that.
And they say he reads. He has the microphone in front of him, and he reads his poetry from the book. And it's almost like it's almost like an author is reading. They said, "Man, that's you. Do that."
I told you.
And I thought about you, and I thought about both. But that's what's it. So it goes back to what my friend said. He said, "Man, bruh." He said, "You are worthless, but you know how to win."
Here we go. It's canon now.
It's canon now. Like we gotta. So. All right. Look. We gonna wrap this up. To
episode 3. We gotta keep this going.
Episode 3 of Fifth Dimension Podcast. I'm J.KING, aka Mike Trill, signing off. And then Zeph, say something to the people.
Man, as always, I love y'all. Check out what we got going on. There's some more things that's going to come out the woodworks that y'all probably not ready for. I didn't even know this podcast was going to be like this, but I'm glad that I'm a part of it. See, something that just organically happened. Has it's a pleasure to be here.
I appreciate that, man. And Doctor.
Yes, this is the good doctor.
Oh, God. All right, look. We done.